Opening drive.
It's opening drive.
Opening drive.
It's the opening drive.
It's smart, it's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is Sports Radio Done Differently. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
Good Monday morning. The Monday morning after Freedom 250, man. I tell you what, we're on our way to another 250 right here. That's great. Wow, what a weekend. Man, there was a fog of smoke over the United States. If they do satellite images of the United States from especially July 4th, you can't see anything because there's literally a fog of smoke over this country.
So are you saying the Cards-Cubs game when they actually had fog?
That was probably from fireworks. That probably wasn't even fog.
No.
That was fireworks.
Crazy.
I'm telling you what, I've never witnessed such a barrage of fireworks in my entire life.
Then you throw in actual thunder
on top of it.
Yeah, you've got fireworks going off, and about an hour later, it's like, is that still fireworks?
Is that lightning or is that fireworks?
Wow. What a weekend.
It was crazy. I'm telling you, the Saturday, July 4th deal when people are off on Friday, it just goes. That was great, man. Did you have a good weekend?
Great weekend, man. It was fantastic. 3 days. So we finally now, you back from vacation.
Yeah.
Me back from vacation, the holiday. I think we're going to have a 5-day work week.
Oh, yeah.
Both of us.
This will be our first 5-day work week in a while. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a great weekend. You know, we kind of celebrated ours on the 3rd with my family. The pool is hot. It was just great, firing off stuff, grilling, all that whole thing. And then yesterday, on Saturday, we went to Reed Neighbor's house up the northwest side of Springfield, out in the county. There's a difference between living in the county and not living in the county. I'm just going to tell you that right now. When you don't live in the county, it is literally the greatest fireworks show you've ever been a part of.
You can do whatever you want.
You are literally involved. You don't have to buy anything. You know why? Because in that neighborhood I was in, they bought all the fireworks and they brought all the fireworks and they fired off all the fireworks. You say, hey, move that mortar up to the top of the hill just to get a little bit of distance here. No. How about the mortar was at the front of your driveway and you're getting shrapnel falling off on you every single cannon shot?
Wow.
And then you look to the left, they're doing the same thing with just other stuff. You look to the right and you're like, how much money just went up in smoke down the 3 houses down?
Jeez.
It was. And then you look out forward, then you know how you just hear the rumble in the distance? That wasn't thunder. It was eventually, but that was fireworks. It was nuts. I mean, so much so there was smoke everywhere. It was awesome. I've fired off fireworks. You light them, get away. I'm surprised that the neighbors across the street from Reed Neighbors still have digits left. I know when they lowered the tailgate on their pickup truck and that was completely packed full, and this was a full-size Silverado, fully packed with fireworks. I'm like, we don't need to go set off anything. All we got to do is get out the lawn chair and watch. There was a layer of fireworks, of like gunpowder, whatever it is, that stuff that fires off there on my truck. That's how much it went off. It was nuts.
Now, neither one of us were in the military, but we could only imagine that's what a war zone would sound like. And again, we don't know, but it was unbelievable how just, intense it was when it first got dark.
Yeah.
All over the place.
All over, especially out where we were, West Springfield. It's out there in the county. Oh my gosh. Then you drive on James River. I was driving towards home. Nothing over Springfield. Get out of Springfield, Ozark, firing off again.
Yeah. Oh, there was stuff in Springfield.
Yeah, I know they're
I
fired
can
up.
attest. Yeah,
those rebels.
they were doing it, no doubt about it.
That's awesome.
Hey, we're at a disadvantage this morning, starting off the week. A disadvantage.
Why? Because we got to work 5 days this week?
Not that.
Oh.
Our number one co-worker / co-host.
Oh, yes.
May not be watching, listening to us this morning.
Yeah.
Craig Stagner from Full Throttle.
Yes.
Had a little bit of a issue this weekend and
had a hairbender on his cycle, I guess.
Yes. He is he's hospitalized right now, and we're thinking about him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Praying for you, buddy. Godly. He sent me a picture this morning. I'm like, that's something I wouldn't want to have happen ever. So we want to lift him up and pray for him because he had a pretty bad one.
Yes, he did.
Don't know if they're going to have any other surgeries, but lifting up Craig Stagner this morning, our good friend RPTV. He did the show, and you said you watched. I didn't go back to it. You said that was
after I found out that he went to the hospital. He had posted that had to go, had an issue this weekend.
Yeah.
I went back and watched the beginning of his show, which he taped at 3 yesterday. He usually does it live. He taped it, and he was moving very gingerly. So you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, the poor guy was in some severe
major pain. Yeah, you bet. Well, lifting you up there, Craig, buddy. Hope you feel they get that taken care of here today or tomorrow. I guess they're trying to figure out what they need to do. So, but he may not be on Wednesday. Pretty much not going to be on Wednesday. We can pretty much count that out. I don't think that's happening. So, get better, Craig. Hope you're not bothering the nurses too much.
It's our number one fan on the show and everything.
Our numbers will plummet now. But I hope you feel better, buddy. I'm telling you, I gave up. I didn't give it up, but I'm telling you right now, I do a lot of mountain biking, down Howler. I love going down to Howler and doing those trails. But the last two times I've gone down Howler on trails I know. I mean, I know where the bumps are. I know where I know everything about them. I've wiped out 2 times in a row. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. And I'm not saying it's anything other than not take nothing for granted. I mean, you never know. You might be so proficient or on whatever, and something there's a root or something out there just washed away and get you. So you just never know.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, thinking about our good friend Craig Stagner, and hopefully he recovers quickly, gets back.
Yes. But before Wednesday, before racing, and we'll touch a little bit on racing and stuff from this weekend, but soccer. I'm just going to say it. The word is soccer.
We got to first tell people,
absolutely. Before we get into soccer,
yes,
they have soccer stuff at Play It Again Sports.
They do.
They have soccer equipment. They have balls. They have shin guards. They have cleats. They have all that kind of stuff. Play It Again Sports. And another thing I want to bring that up about Play It Again Sports is that it is, 4th of July is kind of now we're the back part of summer type thing. Now we start thinking back to school. End of July, we're going to start having fall practices and stuff as they ease into the school year. Soccer, one of those things. So make sure you get your soccer gear and all your fall equipment. They've got it at Play It Again Sports. As we've always said, they're thinking a season ahead.
Always.
And they've got it all in stock. So time to start thinking fall. I know we don't want to think about fall in the longest summer in the next 37 years, but we have to start thinking about fall.
Makes me think, as you say that, you see that commercial on TV where they're practicing their bicycle kicks on a pad.
I did not see that.
There's a commercial, where kids are, that's the coolest kick ever.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
The bicycle kick, but they have a pad. They practice it. They have a pad. And, just the fail. Everybody's failing. I got to do this bicycle kick. Makes me think about Play It Again Sports.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You doing bicycle kicks makes me think about that too.
Yep.
By the way,
they've got pads that you can land on.
Yeah. I mean, because you practice, that's how you learn how to be proficient.
Yeah.
You practice with a pad. And if you do it in real life, same thing like martial arts, same thing. You practice on a pad. If you have to do it in real life, you're good to go. The confidence is there.
Because if you don't practice it first, you may end up alongside Craig Stagner.
Yeah, absolutely. I was with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
If you don't practice it.
And Craig's practiced this many times. So.
His bicycle kick. Yes,
absolutely. Speaking of bicycle kick, by the way, I'm glad you segued into that for me. Last night there was Mexico tried a bicycle kick last night that was blocked right at the top of the box. It was pretty impressive. The guy goes for a bicycle kick, kicks it right in the England defender comes in and blocks it. And I'm talking hit it hard, bounces off the guy's back and goes all the way back out to midfield. It was a pretty powerful bicycle kick that didn't go anywhere, but that was pretty impressive. But I want to start with England and Mexico is where I want to start today.
Well, can we start with the big decision by FIFA?
No, I want to start with England and Mexico.
Okay.
There's a reason.
All right.
I have a reason for this. I want to start with England and Mexico because that will definitely come into play tonight. Flo getting the red card rescinded, which is great. That's great for America. Belgium, it sucks. But anyway, it's great for us. But England and Mexico, Tom, last night may have been the best soccer match I've ever witnessed.
Wow.
That's why I want to start with this. This is at Mexico City, at altitude, 7,000 feet, not mile high, which I'll have something on them a little bit later too. I'm talking beyond mile high, 7,000 feet at altitude. 80,000, there's about 78,000 fans packed in there, all Mexican pretty much, right, in their home city. And maybe the best match ever. England scores 2 goals in 2 minutes in the 30th minute to take a lead. And then here comes a penalty kick. They get, or not penalty. Here comes Mexico. They respond literally about 10 minutes later. And then it goes 2-1 at halftime, which that's thrilling enough, okay, in front of this massive partisan crowd. Then you go to the second half, there's a red card. There's a red card in the second half on England on a high kick, which is justified. Jarrell Cornish, that was a red card at the 54th minute. No question about it. There's no complaining. But England proceeded to score a penalty in the 60th minute, just 6 minutes later, take a 3-1 lead, and then they defended their behinds off for 48 straight minutes. I'm talking, it was Mexican attack after Mexican attack after Mexican attack. Defended. It was if you don't know about soccer, if you're watching this, they basically they use the term park the bus. They parked all their defenders back and they literally defended their tails off for 48 straight minutes and ended up winning the game 3-2. It was unbelievable. The amount of shots and balls coming in, the amount of it was like a barrage of just constant Mexican attacks. And they defended that for 48 minutes, win the match. And then yellow card. Oh, one of the most horribly officiated games. Just foul after foul after that should be a card, not a card. Then some guy does this, it's a card. It was unbelievably, horribly officiated. But you think about it, they all had to go out under cover of darkness to get out of that city anyway, But it was just nuts. But England wins. So England knocks out. That is Mexico, a host city, out, host country. Canada out this weekend. United States, the only one left. And that is where we come to tonight.
Yes.
Tonight.
By the way, just so you know, we will have Tyler Hoffman, who used to be head coach at Benedictine.
Yes.
Which is around your...
Yeah, up by Kansas City.
Yep. He is now, I believe it was Benedictine. Let me check that. But anyway, he's on staff at Missouri State, along with the head coach for Missouri State, Michael Seabolt. Make sure it's Benedictine. But anyway, he'll be on at 8 o'clock this morning to talk about the World Cup and the USA game tonight against the Waffles. And
it's flapjacks versus waffles tonight. What do you prefer, flapjacks or waffles?
Always flapjacks.
Always flapjacks.
Yes.
If you prefer waffles, you got a problem. Nobody really prefers waffles over flapjacks. Nobody.
IHOP still getting play, I guess, right?
Exactly. I mean, we have an international house of pancakes, not an international house of waffles.
That's right.
You ever notice that's not IPOW, it's IHOP. IHOW? No. IHOP. It's all flapjacks, baby.
That's right. So Tyler Hoffman, who is on staff at Stanford and was a head coach at Benedictine, is going to be on with us at 8 o'clock. He's an assistant coach at Missouri State with Michael Seabolt. And then 8:30 this morning, that's at 8:30 this morning, Rob, the legend, Phil Steele from Phil Steele's College Football Magazine.
I have read those magazines.
Bible.
Since I was a kid. It was the first thing I bought. You know, there's 2 magazines I bought growing up. Phil Steele's College Football Preview 2026, but back then it was like 19, whatever it was, right? And the Street Smiths Basketball, right? Those are the 2 I would go to the grocery store, and as soon as it hits, I bought it. And I tell you what, and I used it all. I bought it. I bought one probably every year for, I don't know, probably 30 years.
Yeah.
Just kept, because especially in our line of business, you know, back in the day when I was in this line of business, I had to have that background.
The information he has on this is unbelievable.
I just can't get over how much information's in there.
So mark that down today.
Phil Steele.
8:30. Phil Steele.
First interview of the year, by the way.
That's right.
On our station, by the way. First interview of the year anywhere for Phil Steele. So you're going to want to join us talking college football. If you got questions for Phil Steele, let's set up that Jock chat today. Send that, or send a Facebook message as well. If you got questions for Phil Steele, you want to talk about your Mizzou Tigers, he'll have it. You want to talk about your Kansas Jayhawks, you probably don't. He'll have it. You want to talk about your Alabama Crimson Tide, he'll have it. He'll have them all. You want to talk about your OU Sooners, he'll have it.
Conference USA is in there.
How about Missouri?
SEC?
How about Missouri State's in there? How cool is that?
Hey, we did get a message from Craig.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, he's in his hospital bed. From my hospital bed, I'm here. He's listening.
Oh, he's awesome, man. He's awesome. From his hospital bed, he's there. Listen to us this morning. Hope you feel better soon, man. Hope they figure this out. I know they're going to figure some things out today. So we'll definitely keep our eyes and ears on you, Craig. But Phil Steele's coming up at 8:30. 8:30, by the way, just letting you know.
Yes.
It's 8:30. Normally we have our segment there at 8:20. We'll take a commercial break, come back, and we'll lead into Phil Steele at 8:30. That's how awesome Phil Steele is. He gets his own time slot.
He does, and we give him a longer time, whatever he wants.
Yeah, pretty much whatever he wants.
Yep.
But if you have questions, seriously, let's get them out there. Jock chat us, send us a message on Facebook if you have a question about. I'm sure you can name personnel on these teams. He probably knows. He's got it right there in front of him. Let us know. First official interview for the 2026 season with Phil Steele and his magazine on our show today. That's
promotes every appearance he's on. So he's got somebody coming up after us. He just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And he hits every station in the country, but we're number one.
Number one. We lead off.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. The leadoff guys. Maybe we should change our name to that. The leadoff guys.
Opening drive's not good enough.
Oh, no. Yeah. I like opening drive better, actually.
Leadoff, opening drive.
Yeah.
It's still first.
Yeah, it's still first. Still number one. So that's coming up today. And then we'll talk more about Flo getting his red card rescinded.
Maybe part of our poll today coming up.
Oh,
it may be part of our poll.
I love the people out there just going, oh, my gosh, I can't believe they changed the rules and blah, blah, blah. It's called the Cristiano Ronaldo rule. It's called FIFA wants their stars in their games rule. And it's also the fact that, and what nobody's talking about out there is this. There was no recourse for that, right? There's no appealing process. You can't appeal every single stinking red card. There's no way to do that. However, the rules were broken on VAR. Virtual assistant referee broke the rules. You're not allowed to do slow-mo replays on anything in the World Cup. So VAR actually, FIFA broke their own rule. That's why he's playing. So I wish everybody would just stick it, because that should have never even been. First of all, it was ruled a foul, but never a card. It should have never been reviewed. And if it was reviewed, it had to be reviewed at full speed. And they didn't do that. The only thing they showed the referee, unbelievable. The only thing they showed was the slow-mo and the still pictures. They never showed the referee the full speed. And when you watch it in full speed, there's not a major soccer star who's a pundit out there, a reporter out there that said that should have a red card. The entire world was in agreement that shouldn't have been a red card. And because they put it on slow-mo, it looks more egregious than what it is. And it just, I'm tired of people saying some conspiracy. It should have never been it should have been a foul. That's it.
By the way, thank you, President Trump.
What?
Thank you, President Trump.
Yeah, thank you, President Trump.
Did you notice he got involved?
Yeah, of course he did. I mean, it was a travesty. Marco Rubio is making comments about it. It's a travesty. It was not a red card. If you know soccer, you know it wasn't, and everybody knew it but the referee and the VAR guy, And so FIFA basically said, we kind of screwed that up.
By the way, you've got a Jock Off of the Week coming up.
I do. It's going to be great. It's going to be about soccer, but it's going to be about soccer in a city that's a little bit jealous of Kansas City.
Yes.
And we all probably know who that is. We're going to talk about them later because those guys out there are delusional.
7:40 this morning.
Let's do that. Let's take a break right now. You're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play It Again Sports.
Mornings in the Ozarks just got louder. Sports debates, hot takes, local legends, and your voice in the mix. It's The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
Hi, I'm Bill Dutton with Abacus.
And I'm Abe. Bill, when people hear accounting firm, what do they usually think?
Taxes, bookkeeping, basic compliance.
That's not the full picture with Abacus.
Not even close. At Abacus, accounting is just the foundation. We also provide CFO services, strategic business planning, controllership support, and even HR services.
HR surprises people. Why would we offer that?
Because your people and your numbers are connected. Hiring strategy, compliance, payroll structure, it all impacts profitability and growth.
So instead of juggling multiple advisors, our clients get one coordinated team that understands their entire business.
And that guidance helps our clients make smarter decisions.
Schedule a time to meet with an Abacus professional today. Visit us at abacuspro.com or call 417-823-7171 to learn more.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Culinary history with Retro Metro. For centuries, lobster was a delicacy reserved for those living close to the coast. Today, you don't need an ocean view to enjoy it. Just a table at Retro Metro. Introducing Bergen Ravioli. Fresh ravioli stuffed with lobster and cognac, served in a Thermidor blue cheese and spinach sauce that's creamy and rich and unforgettable. Discover the all-new dinner menu at Retro Metro.
I'm Chef Tiny, inviting you to Retro Metro for some giant flavors. Your table is waiting.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNthejock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on The Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
The question is out, and the internet has opinions. We've put today's hottest sports topic up on X, and now it's time to see where you stand. The Sports Poll Question of the Day on The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
The Sports Poll Question of the Day on The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
Well, Mr. President. Nice job, buddy. I don't care. People's like, oh, you shouldn't get involved. No. That's what we have presidents for, to speak on our behalf. And I'm telling you what, I don't care. He righted a wrong. Whatever influence he had over that decision about Flo, getting that red card rescinded. Don't care. It's called America, baby. It's called America 250. If you don't like it, if you think that was something wrong, then something's wrong with you. It's America 250, man. That's what it is.
I love the fact that he is a sports fan. Too.
Yes, he loves sports.
Loves it. Yep.
So that leads into our question of the day, Tom.
It does indeed. You can go to Twitter or X and find the 96.9 The Jock handle. That's us. That's our station. 96.9 The Jock. We also have a radio station at 1060. It's simulcast with 96.9 in Springfield.
What?
Yes, 1060 AM. So your radio has this little button that you hit that goes between FM and AM.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They're different. FM, the signal a little more to the ground.
Linear.
Yes. AM is
amplified.
Yes. How about that?
Learned that in radio school.
So we have two different signals. And then if you so choose, you can get us on streaming,
which is great, by the way.
Get us on Facebook. You can get us on YouTube. And then we podcast all of our shows. We give you every reason in the world to listen to the program.
And by the way, the streaming, Tom, is outstanding. I mean, it's just, that's how I do it usually, just because, I got my phone, I got my CarPlay, just go in. Plus I can rewind it, which is nice too. Like if I miss something, I go and rewind. That's kind of cool.
Well, our streaming numbers for the morning, we used to have two shows. So we would have an afternoon and a morning show.
Sports talk.
Yes.
Back in the day, huh?
So our streaming numbers, overall a little down, but the morning show up.
Up. Yeah, we're up, baby.
Yep.
We're up, man. We're up.
We love. Here's our question today. Let's get back to the question. 96.9 The Jock on Twitter, X. And it looks like this is back to working again because it wasn't working for a little while. I would vote and it wouldn't cast the vote. You would vote and it didn't show your vote. So here it is. Did FIFA make the right decision by allowing Flo to play tonight for Team USA in the World Cup against the Waffles? Yes, no, or FIFA crossed the red line?
Ooh, the red line. Yeah, I love that. There's some people vote a red line.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, you're wrong. Yes, they did it because they screwed up in the first place. Shouldn't have been a card. But okay, fine. Here's the ramifications. You have to sit out a game because you get a red card. However, the review process of the actual foul was incorrect. They screwed it up on the field. And how many times you see this? NBA reviews a call, upgraded to a flagrant 1, suspended 2 games. How many times you see that? How many times you see? But what folks out here on soccer, what you don't understand sometimes about this is this happens all the time. You know this happens all the time, Tom. There's a red card in a league match or something. There's a red card in whatever match because FIFA oversees all soccer. And the red card is rescinded. It happens all the stinking time overseas because they go back, they do the video review a day later and say, that shouldn't have been a red card. We'll downgrade it to a yellow. It happens all the time. It just so happens, though, in this tournament, the reason they don't have the review process is, can you imagine the review process of every single red card or every single card that comes into this tournament in such a short time frame? They don't have the appeal process in place because you can appeal a red card. If you get a red card in a league match or an international match, you can immediately file an appeal. Guess what happens? In 2 weeks' time, you'll have your appeal heard before the FIFA disciplinary committee or whatever. And guess what happens? If you appeal a red card and you don't win your appeal, they tack on more games. That's what they do. So let's just say you get a 2-match ban for a rough play in league, and you appeal it, and you lose your appeal. They'll tack on another game just to say thanks for wasting our time. They do that in FIFA. So you don't think that's crossing the line? You think, oh, I'll appeal it because I think I'm right. Oh, you lost the appeal. Oh, I got to serve 2 more games suspension. That's what happens at FIFA. Okay. So first of all, FIFA is corrupt anyway. So we don't even need to get into they cross the line. They have their own rules. You know what their rules are? Putting the stars on the field. They don't care. You know why? Because they're charging $15 for a bottle of water. They don't really care. They only care about you watching the game and you now talking about it. That's all they care about. That's seriously.
Well, that's not all. They do like money.
They love money.
Yes.
FIFA loves money because let me tell you something. Some of these little federations, these little itty bitty countries, they make some bank on this. All right. So let's not say, FIFA changing the rules. It's called the Cristiano Ronaldo rule. Cristiano Ronaldo should not have played the first 2 pool play games in this World Cup. He received a red card for an elbowing to the back of a guy's head in the qualifying match, first qualifying match. He received a 3-match ban for that. Well, FIFA, because they're so graceful, they exude grace, says, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo, we know you probably didn't mean to slam that elbow in the back of that dude's neck. So we're going to let you serve one match, a match that means nothing against Armenia that you've already qualified for. We'll let you sit out that match as your one game. We'll suspend the other 2 games for 1 year. Sound familiar? Article 27 of the FIFA rule, which Article 27 of FIFA really technically means we can do wherever we want, whenever we want, however we want. We don't care what you say under Article 27. And that's what they did. So, Flo, when you're not allowed to do VAR on slow motion. That's in the rules too, by the way. The rules are VAR must be redone at full speed. What do? Slow mo it down, and all of a sudden there's a red card come out of the dude's pocket.
But that other rule overlays that one because they can do whatever they want.
Because they do whatever they want. So when they make a mistake, they can go, that's Article 27.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever looked up Article 27? It basically says you can do whatever you want. FIFA can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Now, here's the thing. In a sporting sense, you're suspended for the next match. It always is a bummer, right?
Right.
Like 2 yellows equals a red. If you get too many yellows, that's why we set out players. We didn't want them to, be suspended. I get it. But FIFA screwed that up. They screwed it up from the replay. If they had done the full replay, even the referee has since said, oh, if I saw it full speed, I wouldn't have called, that wouldn't even been a yellow. It's like, if it's not even a yellow, how can it be a red? That's what the match official said. And the match official is trying to save his job too right now. That's why he said that. Boy, if I saw it at full speed, he threw VAR under the bus. So, yes, from a sporting sense, are the rules clear from the beginning of the tournament? Yes, but the rules are FIFA's rules, and Article 27 says they can make up whatever rules they want to.
Has there been any other instance during the World Cup like this that FIFA has been asked to go in and change anything else? All these matches, all these teams?
Not change. It'll be interesting.
Is this the only change that they've made after the fact or before?
I don't know if it's the only one. They could have been smaller ones, but this is a big thing because it's the American striker, right?
Leading scorer,
American, the dude, right? But here's the funny thing. Did you see Messi? You see Messi in this tournament? Drag his cleat completely down that dude's leg in the first match or the second match they played. No card, no foul. No card, no foul. In the NBA, they go back and review that and say that's a flagrant one.
Yeah.
In the NBA, you don't get called for something in the NBA. They'll review it and they'll go, yeah, that was a flagrant one. You're suspended and you're fined. Not in FIFA. Dude, Messi took his cleats and literally drug down the guy's leg. No call, not playing the ball at all. Dude's probably in his ear the entire game. And he said, I'm tired of you. I'm Messi. I can do this. I can get away with it.
Cameron on Facebook can you see Facebook there?
I can't really move that over here. Let me move this over. I can't see that.
He said all red cards should be reviewable in the World Cup.
Absolutely. 100%, Cameron. It's too big of a tournament, right? It's too big of a tournament not to get it right. There should be an immediate review process after that match. You can't tell me that there's not that many red cards, actually. I mean, I get reviewing certain things, but like last night's, for example, the English game. Dude, that was a red. Dude went studs into the guy's knee, missed the ball.
Oh.
And when that happened, didn't get hurt or anything, but I'm like, they reviewed it. I'm like, that's a red. Like, I mean, as much as I was kind of pulling for England on that one, and I'm like, that's a red. You're going to have to go sit down. That is a red card. But what gets me is, who's commentating on all this? People who don't watch soccer. They only see the rule. They only see, this is a rule in place. Whoa. Oh, Trump got involved. Okay. You know what? I'm fine with my president getting involved. You know what? You know how corrupt everything is around this world? I'm fine my president sticking up for our country, man. If you got a problem with our president sticking up for our country, then you got a problem as far as I'm concerned. I don't care who the president is. I want them to stick up for our country all the time, 100% of the time. Defend us. That's their job. And don't give me this, it's just a soccer tournament. No, this is the soccer tournament.
Yes.
And I don't think people understand. These people throwing out, Trump influenced FIFA, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm glad he did. I would have expected Biden to do it. I expect Obama to do it. I expect Clinton. I don't care. You name who the president is. I expect them to make a comment on it. That's our country. And if you're trying to make this politics, just stop. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. It's our country. That's us. That's our guys out there competing. We got screwed. That has to change. And you know what? When they said it wasn't reviewable, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Every red card's reviewable. Everyone is. In League, Premier League, La Liga, you name it. Every other tournament we play in, the CONCACAF, the regional one, they're all reviewable. I don't know why this one isn't. Well, FIFA said Article 27. I'm telling you, from now on, if anything ever happens to me personally, I'm going to invoke FIFA Article 27.
In your next tournament, when
I am.
Yeah.
The umpire does something. I invoke FIFA Article 27.
That's right.
And I will call Giancarlo Infantino, whatever his name is, and I'll have FIFA rescind whatever ejection I have immediately.
Absolutely. Well, just so you know, he's not wound up yet, but next segment, we'll have our Jock Off of the week, and then he's really going to be wound up, Rob Rodgers. Couple notes here before we take our break. Do want to mention the fact that there was some Major League Baseball yesterday. Kansas City won. They broke a 4-game losing streak.
They played well.
Yeah.
They played pretty. What impressed me yesterday is Avila went 5 innings, and then Penn came in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and did their jobs. I was very impressed. They came in and did their job. Strom was a little wobbly, but everybody else, boom, 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 done. Like they should. I mean, it's actually a textbook victory.
Salvi with a couple RBIs, went 1 for 4. Bobby Witt Jr., 2 for 3.
By the way, 2 things on that game real quick. Bobby Witt Jr. stealing a base standing up, which was just the most. He literally was running towards second. A guy still in his motion going home. Stole the base standing up for his league-leading 30th stolen base. I mean, it's like
amazing.
Like he just run. It reminded me of 9-year-old baseball. He just stole the base and stood up. Then Salvi looks ugly on a sweeper late in the game. Just ugly. You know what he does? He's going to throw that sweeper again on 3-1 or on 3-2. Boom. Just goes out there and dishes it in the left field, gets a double, knocks in a run, 2 runs.
Had to go down and get it, but
it was great.
Yep.
He made the adjustment. That's the Salvi we know.
Yep. John Waltham was inducted into the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame.
The Duke.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bo Jackson was there to present the Blue Jacket.
That's pretty awesome.
Love that. So that was pretty cool. Cardinals lose 6-4. Cubs avoid the sweep. Jordan Walker with 4 RBIs.
I know, man. He had all 4. I mean, that's I think. And Jordan Walker, an all-star.
All-star.
Cool.
Only Cardinal. 2 Royals.
And that's a little bit. People are a little upset about that. 2 Royals in there. I'm kind of upset about that.
Waka and Bobby Witt, who will start at shortstop.
America's shortstop. Drake Baldwin,
starting catcher for the National
How about
League.
that? Go Bears.
Love that. Jacob Mizorowski also, but doesn't look like he's going to throw.
I think it's the where he is in the rotation, isn't it? It just kind of lines up where he's not going to be able to come in. He's named. He'll be there, but he's not going to pitch.
Probably not going to pitch. Baldwin, Drake Baldwin went 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a home run yesterday. You know, he set out quite a bit of the first part of the season. 43 RBIs, 15 home runs for Baldwin. They lost to the Mets 10-9. Our good friend Trevor Richards from Drury still throwing well for the first place White Sox.
Yeah, first place White Sox.
An inning in the third, gave up 1 hit. 2 strikeouts. His ERA lowered to 3.55. They beat Cleveland 7-6. That White Sox story is just getting
bigger and bigger, by the way. And again, I just say you hire winners, you become a winner. And that's what they've done with that coaching staff and that front office. Chris Getz, is went out there and instilled that culture, and that's why the White Sox are playing so well.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break on the show. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to talk about something that really kind of irks me. It'll irk you too, because if you're from here, which you are, because you're listening to us, and for my friends who aren't from here, you'll understand. We'll talk about that next on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play It Again Sports.
Want to hear ESPN The Jock without lifting a finger? Just say play ESPN on Jock on TuneIn to your smart speaker and take the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, local sports, and your favorite shows anywhere in the house. ESPN The Jock, always on, always entertaining.
When it comes to your next build or remodel, you need a team that shows up ready to win. In Springfield, that team is Edge Supply. From Blanco kitchen sinks to Delta faucets to freestanding bathtubs that steal the show, Edge Supply has the team, the experience, and the inventory to deliver. Contractor or do-it-yourselfer, no matter if it's a fixer-upper or a full custom build, Edge Supply is your home court advantage because Edge Supply plays to win. EdgeSupply.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Take a swing and take a scoop at Play It Again Sports in Springfield. Now through July 12th, save store-wide on everything for baseball and softball. New bats, 10 to 20% off. Get 20 to 50% off all baseball shoes. And save big on gloves, pants, catcher's gear, batting gloves, balls, and helmets. Be there July 11th and enjoy free ice cream from Highland Dairy. Save now through July 12th at Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Center in Springfield.
Imagine a marketing tool for your business that will keep your current customers coming back while adding new ones in the process. It can happen when you offer gift certificates on shopozarks.com. You'll build your customer base, keep top of mind, help people save money, and they'll love you for it. ShopOzarks.com is the perfect place for restaurants, retail, and entertainment experiences to build their foundation. Join the family of businesses having success making new customers and keeping their current ones happy. Contact us now at ShopOzarks.com.
Your takes, your teams, your town. From hot stove baseball to big deal or not a big deal. Mornings belong to the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock. Don't just listen, be part of it.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Jock Off of the Week. It's time now to find out who is the Jock Off of the Week.
Panning the globe.
How many times are you going to get run over, Willie?
Stink.
That running back broke my ankle so bad.
The most galling performance by someone in sports this week.
So good! So good!
Jock Off of the Week.
You know, you're going to love this. Because you know what? This transcends soccer. This is not a soccer take, actually. This is a Denver versus Kansas City take.
Where have we heard that before?
Yeah. Hey,
NFL season.
Hey, Chiefs fans, this is for you, because this is what they think of you in Denver. This is unbelievable. This is jealousy at an all-time high. So this guy, our Jock Off of the Week, this guy is Scott Gange, Gange, Gangrene. I don't know what his name is. First of all, get a name that you can pronounce, that you can look at and see what it is, first and foremost.
If you change that for radio, you made a big mistake.
Exactly.
Gange.
I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I'm going to call him Gange because that's how gangy this post is. This dude from Nine News Sports, the sports anchor out in Denver, says this about Kansas City. He says, Arrowhead Stadium is a dump. I've been to Arrowhead Stadium. Mile High Stadium is the premier sporting facility in the Midwest, and we should have hosted the World Cup. Basically. And then he goes on to say again, Arrowhead Stadium is a dump. He said it twice, not once, twice in the same post. We are a premier sporting community with all this stuff. Have you seen the Denver Current when they open their stadium? Remember when Lionel Messi came here? Are you kidding me? This guy trashing Kansas City, okay? Trashing it. Saying beforehand, we did not expect to see the crowds and the enthusiasm in Kansas City. And especially, I can't believe that Denver was not involved it's along with Chicago and Minneapolis in the World Cup selection process. He is just literally trashing Kansas City. And all because of this, first and foremost. I'm going to ask this question. Who is the first city in the world, that would be the entire globe, Scott Gangi, who built a sports-specific, soccer-specific stadium for their women's club? Who would that be? Oh, that'd be the Kansas City Current. That'd be the city of Kansas City who built that stadium. Who had soccer, Major League Soccer? Who was successful? Who won a cup before Denver? Now, that'd be the Sporting Kansas City or the Kansas City Wizards, who were the original team there. Who built one of the first ever sports-specific soccer MLS stadiums in the country? That'd be Kansas City, out in the Legends area, out in Wyandotte. Kansas City has so much more soccer tradition than Denver. It's not even funny. These guys are so engrossed with the Chiefs. They're so enamored, so bent over not even getting the home opener. Remember that? Remember we talked about when the schedule came out, Tom, how, Denver, we won the division. We shouldn't have to go to Kansas City to open our season. You don't get home games based on winning your division. This dude, Scott Gangi, doesn't know anything about the soccer community. Denver's not a soccer community, actually. That's not their thing. Did you know that one of the reasons he said on his sportscast, the reason Denver would have gotten it if they would have accepted FIFA's terms, is what he said. We would have got it over Kansas City if we accepted FIFA's terms. But the city of Denver was unwilling to give FIFA a blank check to host of the World Cup. Unwilling, because we're fiscally responsible and blah, blah, blah. In fact, we turned down the 1976 Winter Olympic Games. We turned it down. We're the first city ever to turn down an Olympic Games because we did not want to be at the beholden of the Olympic Committee. That's not a feather in your cap. That just shows you're a pansy.
Not only that, but there's a Stan Kroenke connection here.
Yes.
Do you remember him going to battle with FIFA?
Yes.
He wanted the finals, everything at SoFi in Los Angeles. Well, he's part of the Denver deal
owns
too.
owns the Denver teams.
So they've had enough of Stan Kroenke already.
That probably wasn't exactly a positive in your offer, because Kroenke was like, "We want to host it all." Blah blah. He went head to head with him.
Yes, he did,
and it kind of ticked off. He was one of the first people who said, "I don't want to take SoFi off my stadium." Remember that?
Yeah.
He was. We know Stan Kroenke. We know how ruthless he is. He also owns Arsenal. I mean, so he's not. He knows these people, and I guarantee he tried to probably get something in Denver because that would fill up two of his stadiums. You don't think he would have done that? I guarantee he would have done that to fill up two of his stadiums. But I know he doesn't own. I know he doesn't own it, but his family does. The Walton family owns the Broncos. The Penner, that was Alice Walton. Who is it? One of the Walton sisters owns it. So, yeah, you don't tell me they weren't working. Now, here's the deal. Denver doesn't have the facilities. They don't have the soccer tradition. And get over it. You got mountains. Deal with it. Go skiing.
Plus, they were worried about the the international people coming in and getting so high that they couldn't attend any of the matches.
Exactly.
in Denver, in Colorado.
Yeah, Scott Gangy was probably high when he made that comment. Colorado high.
Rocky Mountain High. That's
Rocky
right.
Mountain High.
Yeah.
There's two meanings to that.
They're already using John Denver's Country Roads. They don't need another.
We don't need to run another John Denver song. John Denver's making so much bank. His estate is making so much bank right now.
Yeah.
Country Roads is the theme song for the United States national team. West Virginia has never seen soccer, I don't think. But yet it gets play. West Virginia is the most popular state. People from around the world are going, where's West Virginia? I want to go there because of this song.
IHOP, West Virginia.
I know. It's crazy. Waffle houses.
Oh, Waffle House, not IHOP.
Waffle houses.
Yes, Waffle House.
Which there should be, I hate to say it, Waffle House. Nobody eats Waffle House today. Nobody eats Waffle House. Everybody understand? Everybody goes IHOP today. No Waffle House today. We're not doing Belgian waffles, dude. Do not order a Belgian waffle today.
No, but we do want to tell people there are two places in Springfield, friends of ours.
Neither ones are going to serve waffles.
No, guaranteed. Molly's, 1880. No, Molly's is on Republic Road.
Republic Road, yeah.
Yep. Mumble's, 1888.
Mm-hmm.
Those two places, you will have an unbelievable time. If you see pictures of these places,
oh, I know.
Tonight's going to be, it's going to be lit.
I thought about going out tonight. We're going to Ryan's house to watch it tonight. The guys are, but I thought about going out. I mean, because I'm telling you, man, I know we talk a lot.
You got
of
your
soccer.
shirt on. Did you show your?
Oh yeah,
shirt
I got
yet?
my American Outlaw shirt. Let's go. But here's the thing: we're rooting for the country. That's what my whole point. This whole deal is today. Stop tearing down our country. Stop making this about politics. This is about the United States of America on our 250th anniversary. You realize we're still playing. We're still in this tournament. That's pretty stinking awesome. Hey, where's Brazil, by the way? Bye-bye, Brazil. Bye-bye, Norway. Bye-bye. Brazil gone. I mean, think about that. That's one of the heavyweights. Brazil, see ya. I mean, did you see the picture of that kid crying in the stands after Brazil lost yesterday? That kid was inconsolable. Well, I would be too. Yep. They pour their heart and soul into the Brazilian national team. That's their team. They value their country over their club teams. We tend to value our club teams in our country over our country sometimes. I think we kind of pull together sometimes, but when you see people just attacking from the outside, tearing us down, shouldn't rescind a red card, shouldn't do all this. It's our country, gosh darn it. That's us. Quit tearing us down. We want to win this thing. We're Americans. That's what we do. Ask the British. They know. How about this? Ask the British. I rooted for the British yesterday. I rooted for England yesterday. You know why? I want to play them. I want to beat them. Can you imagine if we beat England in the World Cup on our 250th anniversary? How cool would that be?
Their number one sport against our number
5, 6.
Yeah.
I mean, there's curling almost surpasses soccer in this country. How cool would that be if we beat Britain? That would be so awesome. I pulled from yesterday, not because I don't like Mexico. I don't. We're rivals. Mexico's our rival. You're pulling for Mexico yesterday, great. I'll eat their food, but I'm not pulling from them to win a soccer game, all right? I don't like El Tri. I like El Tri. You know why I like El Tri? I like queso, salsa, and like the habanero stuff. That's the El Tri I like. I don't like him in soccer. I don't. They're our rivals. If you're pulling for them yesterday, what is wrong with you? I want them out of the tournament. See ya. Them in Canada. Our hat and our pants. Go away.
We've got Tyler Hoffman coming up next segment here in about 5 minutes. He used to be on staff at Stanford, head coach.
That's impressive.
Head coach at Benedictine in the Kansas City area.
In a beautiful campus, by the way. If you've never been to Benedictine up in Atchison, beautiful campus.
Now assistant coach at Missouri State. Head coach is headed out. He's going to some matches this week. Yep.
Yeah.
So he was unavailable, but we got Tyler coming on at 8:00. Phil Steele at 8:30. Get your questions ready.
Yeah, go ahead and get those lined up.
Yep. For Phil Steele, we'll talk with him at 8:30 this morning. His magazine out, Barnes & Noble. Phil Steele, college football preview. Yes. So we're looking forward to that. The All-Star game is coming up. The Major League Baseball draft is coming up.
That's weird. I like the draft in June. I like it when it's during the College World Series. I think it's too late now because you heard Coach Hawkins, you heard Joey. Now they're dealing with portal stuff, and they could lose a guy in July, mid-July. They could lose one of their guys that they're recruiting the portal guys in, and then they got to replace him right before they come to school. I just don't like that. I don't know what the obsession is doing it later. I just do it in June after the only ones left playing during the College World Series are the 8 teams. Just do it that week. Make it a big deal, right? But anyway, I hope we won't lose anybody. There's a chance we'll lose one transfer, that is.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Yeah.
Yep, Tyler Hoffman coming up from Missouri State Soccer. We're going to talk World Cup with him and much more. That'll come up right after the break here. It's the opening drive with Tom and Rob, brought to you by Play It Again Sports, located in the Fremont Shopping Center right here on ESPN The Jock.
Springfield weather on The Jock.
Expecting to see mostly sunny skies on Monday with high temperatures that climb into the middle to upper 80s. Still warm, but nothing oppressive, especially when you compare it to the heat wave that we had to get through for last week. We'll have a chance of a pop-up shower taking place, expecting most areas to stay dry for today, but a better chance to see rain if you're living to the south. Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Matt Huff.
Here she comes! Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone! AutoZone!
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone! AutoZone!
Restrictions apply.
For America's 250th anniversary, Highland Dairy is honoring the values that built this country: service, sacrifice, and community. We're proud to partner with Folds of Honor to commit a $250,000 donation to help provide life-changing academic scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled military and first responders. It's Highland's way of giving back to those who have given so much. Learn more at HighlandDairy.com. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Summer road trip season is here, and before you load up the family and hit the highway, stop by C&C Automotive. Right now, get a free oil and filter change with any brake job. It's a great way to make sure your vehicle is ready for all those summer miles ahead. And the summer heat, too. Take advantage of C&C Automotive's summer special and save 25% on a complete AC system check and service. That's a free oil and filter change with your brake job, plus 25% off AC service. Call C&C Automotive today and get summer ready.
This is Mike Greenberg, and you're listening to 96.9 and AM 1060 ESPN The Jock on KBFL Springfield, K245CA Springfield.
Springfield's total sports station, ESPN The Jock, with this local sports center update with Don Luzader.
Chicago Cubs salvaging the final game of their series against the Cardinals at Wrigley Field with a 6-4 win on Sunday. The Cardinals are 47-40 on the season. They are just a game and a half behind the Cubs for second place in the National League Central. They're 7.5 behind the Brewers, but a chance to make up some ground this week as they'll open a 5-game series against the Brew Crew at Busch Stadium. 6:45 the first pitch tonight. They'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. Philadelphia Phillies and Kansas City Royals wrapping up their series at Kauffman Stadium. A rare Monday afternoon finish to a series. Noah Cameron getting the start for Kansas City. Royals coming off a 5-2 win over the Phillies at the K on Sunday. Springfield Cardinals wrapping up a homestand with a 10-2 loss to the Arkansas Travelers. I'm Don Luzader on The Jock.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Retro Metro. Delicious plates from the not-so-distant past. Eat Retro Metro.
Springfield weather on The Jock.
Expecting to see mostly sunny skies on Monday with high temperatures that climb into the middle to upper 80s. Still warm, but nothing oppressive, especially when you compare it to the heat wave that we had to get through for last week. We'll have a chance of a pop-up shower taking place, expecting most areas to stay dry for today, but a better chance to see rain if you're living to the south. Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Matt Huff.
Going out of town? Take ESPN The Jock with you at 969thejock.com. You can hear the best of the Ozarks with Chef Tiny, Full Throttle with Craig Stagner, or The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. ESPNthejock.com.
All right, there's your new AC unit. You should be all set.
What do you mean, should be?
Yep, you should be all set. Thanks and good luck.
And that's when you realized it wasn't such a good idea to go with one of the guys who had the AC unit for cheaper. Rodgersville Heating and Cooling won't just chuck it in a truck, plug it in, and leave. They take the time to install and quality check everything they do, so you can come home to comfort with Rodgersville Heating and Cooling. RodgersvilleHVAC.net.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNthejock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Opening drive.
It's opening drive.
Opening drive.
It's the Opening Drive.
It's smart, it's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is sports radio done differently. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
All right, hour number 2 on a Monday. We've already talked a lot of soccer today, and as we should, because the United States of America, that's our country, is playing tonight against Belgium, against the Waffles. It's Flapjacks and Waffles going head-to-head tonight, and I'm bringing in the appropriate person to talk about this, Coach Tyler Hoffman over at Missouri State. How you doing today, Tyler?
Hey, guys. Doing well. Good morning.
Well, hey, first of all, I'm going to compliment you. You're on Facebook Live right now and on YouTube, and I want to compliment you on your beard. That's pretty impressive.
I appreciate
I've never
that.
been able to grow a beard like that ever. I've tried, but I can never do that. That's impressive, man.
I appreciate that.
I caught you off guard, didn't I?
Is that a goalkeeper beard, or what position has a beard like that in soccer?
Yeah, I mean, I was a goalkeeper, so very easy.
Yeah.
Could be
Figures.
just
Yeah.
a friend of the position.
Yep. Every major goalkeeper I've ever saw has a immaculate beard. You know that?
Yeah.
They're back there like, hey, we're back here. We can do what we want because we're stopping balls coming in. Hey, Tyler, tell us a little bit about kind of what's going on, your thoughts kind of on the World Cup so far.
Yeah, no, it's been an exciting World Cup. Very attacking-minded World Cup, I would say. Some of the world's best are scoring lots of goals, and Kylian Mbappe, Haaland, and Messi, with Harry Kane just behind him. So exciting one. Excited to watch the game tonight.
You've got the squad here at Missouri State, very much an international squad. How are they handling all this? Who are they cheering for?
You know, I think our program represents the best around the world. And we're all excited for not only our home countries, but they're very excited to be watching the United States as well. Been out to a number of local events with the guys supporting the U.S. games. So I think, they may be supporting their home country. U.S. is a close second.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead here that just kind of how this is laying out tonight with the United States and just how they've played. I thought they've played with a lot of vigor here the first this entire World Cup, a lot more than they played with in the friendlies kind of leading up to it.
Yeah, I think the friendlies leading up to it was Coach Pochettino kind of figuring out which players do the best in which moments. And I think this World Cup, we're really seeing a truly defined identity within the group of that ferociousness and that high pressure. So it's great to see us hitting our stride in the key moments.
So what match really got your attention? Has there been one that you were very excited about?
Yeah, I mean that's there's so many to choose from. I'd say I have two that have been key standouts for me. Argentina versus Cape Verde was an incredible game. Seeing such a small country, first time in the World Cup, going at previous World Cup champions and taking them to the final minutes of the game. So that was a massive game. And then last night, Mexico and the Azteca against England. What a game that was.
Oh, it was. That last night's game, I told Tom at the opening today that I led with that. Might have been one of the best soccer matches I've ever witnessed. I watch Premier League. I watch I watch a lot of soccer, but that last night, they literally defended for 48 minutes. 48 minutes straight, they parked the bus.
Incredible. And it's such a tricky place to go to, high altitude, fans definitely behind Mexico. And then to go down to 10 minutes with so much time remaining, or 10 minutes with so much time remaining, it's a tricky task. But I thought England showed true character. And I mean, they showed why they belong to be in the top teams in the world.
So what was your thoughts on Flo being able to play tonight, the change of FIFA's decision to allow him to play?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I don't know all the details that led to the decision being made. Obviously, on the day, the referee made a decision based on what he saw. But no, it's a massive lift for the U.S. for him to be able to come back and play for us tonight. So him with standout performances, a couple of the other guys with standout performances like Pulisic, like McKennie, all these guys are really doing an incredible job, and massive lift for the U.S. to have him back.
Yeah, I look at it from a lot of different standpoints. As far as I've already made my comments well known on the show today that, you can't go slow-mo on VAR. That was on the rule book to start with. So they made a mistake anyway from the start. It wasn't initially called a card anyway. And my thought process is, FIFA, they do what they want to do. It's pretty much what they want to do. It's their tournament. They make the rules, and they'll change the rules. And I just saw that Belgium is appealing to FIFA today. I don't think they're going to overturn that. I think it's just ceremonial. But he's definitely the cog at the front. And to lose your tailsman at the front, you need him. He's your goal scorer.
Yeah, I mean, he's been getting lots of goals, but that's not to take away from the performance of the other guys. I think Pulisic has been very dangerous. Dest has been very dangerous, and our midfield has probably been the best U.S. midfield I've ever seen. Yeah. Excited to watch the game, man. I think we have stars in other positions, but obviously he's been the one putting the ball in the back of the net. So fantastic for us to have him.
So your background as a coach, you were on staff at Stanford. I know the Bears played them in the NCAA tournament a few years ago. Also head coach at Benedictine. Talk a little bit about your soccer background.
Yeah, so I mean, coaching wise, I started out with the Oakland Roots when they were in NISA, which is a 4th tier professional team. Went on to be an assistant at a Division II school called Cal State East Bay. Went on to be director of operations and then assistant at Stanford. From there, head coach at Benedictine University of Mesa down in Arizona. And I've been here in Springfield now since April 1st.
Yeah, I've seen the school down there in Arizona. Beautiful place down there. I mean, they've got a great baseball program. It's a really good place to recruit to.
Yeah, and you're next to one of the biggest cities in the country. So great weather for a few months out of the year. Fantastic community around it. But no, a great place down in Arizona.
And your playing career, that was in Hawaii. Is that what I saw?
Correct. I did 2 years at Cal State LA, a Division II school in Los Angeles, and then I did 2 years at the University of Hawaii.
I love how you say you did 2 years. You did 2 years in Hawaii. I'd love to do 2 years in Hawaii. You're going over there to do 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, amazing experience. Obviously, a lot like Springfield, it's tied with the community. You have such amazing community support for that Hilo campus, and not many prettier places in the world.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how do you think the World Cup will inspire Americans with the sport? I mean, your team, youth players, do you think that there's going to be a lot more opportunities, and you think we'll see more numbers in the sport in the future?
Yeah, and I think we saw a little bit of that after the '94 World Cup, where there was a spike in American interest in soccer. You get more casual viewers, which leads to more kids kicking a ball in their front yard, which leads to more kids playing at higher levels. So it starts with the casual viewer, then it goes to the grassroots, and then the kids are playing from there. And hopefully, I think this generation of players we're seeing with the men's national team is just the epitome of that, just continued growth of the game within this country.
What are your plans as far as watching the match tonight? Do you guys get together, the entire team?
Yeah, so the guys have gotten together the last 2 games, and tonight won't be any different. We'll go out to one of the local places, and we'll watch it all together. Should be good energy. Should be a lot of fun.
I suspect your English players really enjoyed that game last night. You got several on your roster. They probably had a good time last night as well.
Yeah, I think everyone enjoyed that game last night. It's hard not to when you have a historical stadium, 2 great teams really going blow for blow with each other. That's just a lot of fun for everybody. But yeah, I'm sure our English guys are ecstatic that they found a way to win in one of the hardest stadiums in the world to play at, and then they're moving on to the next round.
For sure, because I was looking at your roster, because you have a lot of Englishmen on your roster. You have no Mexicans on your roster. So I was wondering if there might be a little rivalry or a little trash talk, but you don't have anybody on there. So not yet, I should say. That's not to say, Coach Seabold, you guys won't go out and get somebody.
Things are always changing in our game.
So what do you like about the Bears this year? Have you gotten to see all the players yet?
Yeah, so that was a big reason why I got here as quick as I could do after I got hired. Wanted to get involved with the guys straight away, be here for as much of the spring as possible. And our guys are exciting, man. We have a lot of players that are now have great experience in college soccer and are now prepared to go and compete at the highest level in college soccer. So we're excited for them. They're excited for the season. We've had a bunch of them stick around throughout the summer. And they've been working with the strength and conditioning coach, doing their own stuff. Obviously, per NCAA rules, we can't work with them directly this time of year. But it's just been great to see so many guys constantly working together and really with the common goal of going and being a top team in the American Conference and in the country.
Looking at your schedule coming up next year, it's going to be a challenging one. You're going to have a good one out in front of you, as always. Coach Seabold always has a good schedule. Where do you guys? I know you're new, but where are you guys talking about in the American? Where do you guys fit in right now in the American Athletic Conference?
I think the goal is always to win.
Sure.
You want to go and compete with the best in order to be called the best. So I think there's no reason we can't go and be a competitive team within the conference and push for a conference title.
So big match tonight, obviously, USA and Belgium, and the winner, of course, would play Friday
against Spain or Portugal.
Yes.
Yep.
What do you like about Spain and Portugal? That one's getting a lot of vibe right now.
Yeah, I think going into the tournament, Spain was one of the top names talked about. They have an incredible group of players who all understand what they're trying to do, similar to the U.S. is right now, and they can play some incredible soccer. Portugal, obviously, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, and a couple of world-class players that can cause Spain some problems. So it should be another exciting match, but that's the point of the round of 16 games, is they're all exciting matches.
Yeah, that's this afternoon. You do have a Portuguese player on your roster and about 3 or 4 Spanish players on your roster, so they're probably going to be jawing each other this afternoon, I suspect.
All in a fun manner.
Yeah, you bet. They're all Bears when it comes right down to it,
Exactly.
That's the way it goes. So tell us also a little bit of your background. Before you went to Hawaii, where'd you come from, and kind of how'd you come to this point?
Yeah, so before Hawaii, I was playing at Cal State LA, top Division II school. Before that, I grew up playing in the Bay Area of California. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
I played for a local club there and was recruited from there to go to LA. And then, from playing straight into coaching and doing all my licenses and just going down the path young coaches go through in order to be in the position I am today.
And that's another thing I want to talk to you about today, your licenses. You just don't become a soccer coach. You have to be licensed, and that's you have to get the experience. You have to go through it. You have to have sponsors. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, so it takes time, and as with anything, you want to take your time with it. That way you can get the most out of each experience. So Going through the licensing path was a long process that took a lot of time and some money to be able to make it all happen. But you're able to work with some of the other ambitious coaches in the country and learn from what they're doing and how to modify what you're doing in different ways to achieve different outcomes. So it's a lengthy period and can be a costly experience, but you get to learn from so many different people during the process, and that's what coaching is all about, is learning from other coaches.
So, Coach, is this the first time you've been in the Midwest for an extended period of time? And if so, what are your thoughts about being here?
Yeah, definitely for an extended period of time. I've been out here recruiting a number of times, whether it be for Benedictine or for Stanford. But general thoughts is it's an incredible place. Everyone's very friendly. Everyone wants to see the Bears be successful, and especially here in Springfield. So every time I go out wearing Bears attire, I'm get a Go Bears. Even when we were up in Kansas City for the World Cup the World Cup fan zone, we were wearing our Bears gear, and we had Bears fans up in Kansas City. So that's the community, the support from the community, and just the people around us are amazing.
Pretty good competition right around this area too, with St. Louis U, real close. Creighton's been a team they played in the NCAA tournament a lot.
Tulsa.
Kansas City, Tulsa.
Yeah.
I mean, really good college soccer in this area.
Yeah, and that's why it was one of the standout locations for me and my family, is we want to be in areas where soccer is known and really supported. And as you said, between SLU and UMKC, there are some top NCAA Division I schools in the area, along with us. So it's definitely a combative area, and we enjoy that.
Combative. I love it. We love combating those guys all the time. SLU and UMKC. Oh, and Tulsa. Don't forget those guys. Oh my gosh. I was a soccer SID when I first came here back in the day. So Tulsa, I still remember getting, I think 8-0'd over there one year. But it was bad. On that turf. Oh, I hated that over there.
Yeah, but in order to be called the best, you have to go beat the best at their places. And I think each of those challenges in those different locations and against those types of teams are what make you better. So it's just challenges we welcome and we enjoy.
Well, Coach Hoffman, it's great having you on. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Springfield. Looking forward to come out and watching some matches here this fall with the Bears, and just getting really excited about soccer. I think that's going to World Cup's definitely going to carry over to soccer here in Springfield as well. And we're glad to have you in our community.
Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it this morning.
You bet. Thanks, Coach. Have a great day. Coach Tyler Hoffman from Missouri State, new assistant coach over there. Got his goalkeeper beard going. Man, that's awesome. That's impressive.
It is. And I love the fact that the entire team's involved, and they're all excited about the World Cup. I mean, a lot to be excited about. This is a great time for soccer players, soccer fans, the United States, having this success.
I counted 5 Spanish players and 1 Portuguese player on their roster. Of course, they play this afternoon, and the winner of Spain and Portugal plays the winner of the United States and Belgium. So, and by the way, on their roster, I just saw Missouri State's roster. 2 Americans.
Yeah,
2 Americans.
Well,
one's a keeper.
And I've talked to the coaches about that. I mean, as we had just mentioned, St. Louis U, Kansas City, Tulsa, Creighton, right around the area, good soccer teams. They're really going after the best college soccer players in this area.
Yeah.
So that leaves, you got to find your niche.
Yeah.
Is your niche Springfield, Missouri? Maybe not, but they know where their niche is, and their niche is international.
Yeah.
And they've got some coaches that are really good at finding good talent. They've got good connections internationally.
They do. And what a great program too. So if you can get out and watch the soccer Bears this fall, do that, because they will have a good team this coming fall. Hey, we need to take a break. We're going to have Phil Steele coming on at 8:30. We'll have a little talk before then, but you're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play Again Sports.
If it matters in the Ozarks, it matters here. From Missouri State to the Cardinals and beyond, start your day with The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 on ESPN The Jock.
Take a swing and take a scoop at Play It Again Sports in Springfield. Now through July 12th, save store-wide on everything for baseball and softball. New bats, 10 to 20% off. Get 20 to 50% off all baseball shoes. And save big on gloves, pants, catcher's gear, batting gloves, balls, and helmets. Be there July 11th and enjoy free ice cream from Highland Dairy. Save now through July 12th at Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Center in Springfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Dutton with Abacus.
And I'm Abe. Bill, when people hear accounting firm, what do they usually think?
Taxes, bookkeeping, basic compliance.
That's not the full picture with Abacus.
Not even close. At Abacus, accounting is just the foundation. We also provide CFO services, strategic business planning, controllership support, and even HR services.
HR surprises people. Why would we offer that?
Because your people and your numbers are connected. Hiring strategy, compliance, payroll structure, it all impacts profitability and growth.
So instead of juggling multiple advisors, our clients get one coordinated team that understands their entire business.
And that guidance helps our clients make smarter decisions.
Schedule a time to meet with an Abacus professional today. Visit us at abacuspro.com or call 417-823-7171 to learn more.
Culinary history with Retro Metro. Long before Surf and Turf gained its catchy nickname, people were already pairing the best of land and sea on special occasions. Retro Metro celebrates that tradition with their Jeremy and Julia Surf and Turf, a 6 or 10 ounce filet served over Cajun cream pappardelle pasta, topped with 3 grilled shrimp and a house-made crab cake, finished with fresh béarnaise. Experience the all-new dinner menu at Retro Metro.
I'm Chef Tiny, inviting you to Retro Metro for some giant flavors. Your table is waiting.
Spring and summer storms in the Ozarks have been tough on your home. High winds, heavy rains, and hail can leave damage you may not see from the ground. For more than 20 years, ABC Roofing has helped Springfield area homes and business owners protect what matters most after the storms have passed, with honest inspections, quality work, and the highest level of integrity. If storms have left you wondering about your roof, let the ABC team come take a look. ABC Roofing, keeping it simple for over 20 years.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the opening drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Monday morning, it was all I hoped it would be.
Monday Morning Mayhem. It's early, it's loud, and it might be completely wrong, but that's half the fun. Let's overthink everything from the weekend. It's Monday Morning Mayhem on the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
This whole day's been mayhem. The whole show has been mayhem, I think. Don't you think?
Good mayhem.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Yep.
Not bad mayhem.
No.
Good mayhem.
Do we need a belt? Do we need the double discount belt?
Oh, double discount.
Mayhem?
Yeah.
Or is that the wrong insurance
That's
company?
the wrong one, but that's good, man. You got State Farm and what's the other one? Mayhem, Allstate mixed up there.
Oh, okay.
That's Aaron Rodgers, the old double discount.
Double discount. That's right. And then the Mayhem is the guy who
just causes all sorts of problems.
Yes. Okay.
Baseball bats going through windshields and that guy.
Hey, at least it was the right industry. At least I had the right industry.
Do you ever notice that insurance companies have the best commercials?
Yeah.
Like Liberty right now, like with the emu guy, and then you got Flo, but then you got Progressives. They got 2. You got Flo, and you got the doctor that's like like
but
your
the
parents.
one that gets me is the young kid on the pier.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Liberty,
and
he can't say
he
it.
can't say it. He's
good
good looking, but can't talk. I'm like,
that's
that one. I don't know. I don't know if that's driving the right point. But
I like the one that says seagulls or whatever, and he's sitting there going, "Well, yeah, hi, little buddy."
Hey, the All-Star teams were picked.
Yes.
Who did they miss? Rob Rodgers. Who did they miss? We know this. AL All-Star teams right now will have Drake Baldwin as a starter catcher. We have Jordan Walker as a reserve outfielder.
Deserved.
Leads the National League in RBIs.
Yep.
Got 4 yesterday. Bobby Witt starts for the AL as the shortstop.
His first ever start, by the way.
Yep. Michael Wacha was picked as a pitcher for the American League team. Who did they miss?
They did miss who was it? I just saw it. They missed the Chicago White Sox pitcher. Guy's like 9-3, and I can't remember his name. They missed him. I like Michael Wacha. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think he's great, but and you also got to kind of take in consideration how good your team is this year. And the Royals are one of the worst teams in baseball this year so far. Not saying they won't turn around and get going, but they're losing ground now. But they're 18 games under 17 games under 500. I honestly thought that the White Sox pitcher, and I don't have his name, 9-3 is his record. He should have been probably named to the All-Star team. That's the biggest one I see as a snub. I guess Contreras was considered from the Red Sox as well, but then he goes off and goes, fisticuffs all week, and that probably didn't help his cause.
Yeah, his last week, right when they were picking the All-Star team.
He was likes to fight guy for the entire week, so probably didn't endear himself to getting selected anyway.
Cags, JJ Weatherholt.
JJ, I would say would probably deserve it. Did the Cardinals just get the one
guy? Yep.
Yeah, I think JJ would have been a good pick. It's just the National League is so stacked. There's not a lot of room there. You have to take one player at least per team. I'm just surprised that the Royals got two based on Bobby Witt Jr. should make it and should start every year. He's America's shortstop. There's no question. This is what he's been doing the last couple of weeks is just insane since he's come back from an injury. But the fact of the matter is, and this is the biggest problem we have, Tom, is down the road here. Are we going to have a team around Bobby Witt Jr. that he's going to want to stay and want to compete with?
Cags, Jensen, there's a few guys to build around. Yeah,
there's a couple.
Yeah,
but they're going to have to get it going. Jensen's had a great first half of the season, probably not all-star worthy. Well, in other seasons maybe. I'll tell you what, if the Royals had a winning record or they're near the top of their division, I think the Royals would have got another player.
Did see that they fell to the end of the line this weekend. They had the worst record in all of baseball.
For one day, they did.
This week, oh, my God.
Well, I'm telling you, when the Babylon Bee makes fun of you, you've reached a pinnacle of not success. So, they lost what, 5? What was it you said? 5 in a row or 6 in a row or whatever it was going into that. And they won yesterday. They've lost 8. They've only won like 8 of 10, or they've lost 8 of 10 or something like that now. And now, granted, they're playing, and I'm not giving excuses because they just played poorly, but they have been playing pretty good teams. The Rays are first place. I mean, they're good. But once the Rays figured out they lost 2 games to the Royals, they're like, wait a minute, we're playing the Royals. Let's change that around. His name is Junior Camarino. Camarino.
Somebody text you?
No.
Oh, you remembered.
Yeah. Junior Camarino. He's good. So I like him. He hit a bunch of home runs last week. But anyway, if you look at the All-Star snubs, if you look at the snubs, I didn't see very many that shocked me. But the White Sox pitcher shocked me a little bit just because he's had a phenomenal first half, 9-3. I want to say like a same ERA as Wacha, like 4, high 3s, low 4s. But he's had a good first half of the year. He probably should have made it. And he probably will. He's a pitcher. You know how those pitchers go. I mean, they'll add pitchers. They'll probably add 4 or 5 pitchers, before the All-Star game, just based on rotation and such, where they are in their rotation and limited work and such. So he'll probably get added.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I'm excited about the All-Star game. I usually don't get too excited about it, but I'm kind of excited because Bobby starting is kind of a big deal. That's his first ever All-Star start. That's pretty. And Drake Baldwin's he's going to be behind the dish for the National League. That's pretty stinking cool.
Well, they've got Bobby listed as the number 2 MVP candidate halfway through the season.
Yeah, his team stinks though. I mean, that's the only bad thing. The bad thing about it is his team's not very good, and they tend to vote for players on winning teams. Look at this. Look at Drake Baldwin, 2022 third-round pick, right? 2025 NL Rookie of the Year, 2026 NL All-Star starter. How cool is that? Drake Baldwin getting out, and as you said, he was hurt for a good chunk of that first year or first part of the year. So, and this shows how good his numbers were that held up for him to get the All-Star nod. Good.
We should have Phil Steele on here real quick. He'll be calling in. He does all of his media starting today.
He's going, man.
Yep.
Back to back.
Oh man, we're excited about this. Talk about the magazine. We'll talk about Conference USA. We'll talk about, there he is.
Phil Steele is joining us.
He is right now. He, since 2001, Rob, every year has been on this station.
Nice.
We were one of the first ones to have him on back in the day. I was producing the show back then, and we gave a call to Phil, and he's been on every since. And we're excited to have him on this morning from next door to my son. My son lives in Bay Village, Ohio. His office is in Westlake, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're next door neighbors.
Wow.
Phil, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, you would say a stone's throw from Westlake to Bay Village. So, yes, we're right by your son. And, hey, I appreciate you having me on for 25 years, Tom. That's quite a bit. And like you said, you had me on in the early years of the magazine to make sure I come on every year. 25 years from now, we'll be doing it. We'll still be doing it.
Absolutely. 25 years. Think about that. You have, again, I'm telling you, a huge fan of your publication. You are the go-to. It's like, I need the book. There it is. That's where I go to for my information. And what a great job you've done over the years, just thoroughly covering the sport. And now it's probably a little bit more difficult with all the movement and everything involved with it.
Yeah, and, the good thing about it, Rob, this year was the fact there was no second spring window. The rosters were actually set. And I'll tell you this, talking to each of the head coaches this year, and I got to talk to 133 of the 138 this year. So
wow.
we almost made it to the 138 level, but it's just physically impossible to get to everybody with deadlines matching up schedules. However, almost every single coach said they felt like they had much more of a team in the spring than in the past years, because in past years, they couldn't put players on the depth chart worried about, hey, this guy might hit the portal if he's third string after spring practice is over. And the players are thinking, hey, maybe I'm going to get replaced. Maybe I should start looking elsewhere. But no, this year, the guys you brought in the spring were the guys you left spring with. And every coach told me it felt more like a team this year. So I think we're going to see better football on the field. But it has made it a lot more difficult, the portal window, than it was, maybe 7-8 years ago when the rosters were, you pretty much knew who was on the roster. Once the season ended, you knew what they had, plus to add in the freshmen. But I'll tell you, this year is much more comfortable not having that second spring window.
Do you base a lot of your evaluations on what the coaches are telling you from the transfers, or are you doing it on your own research on these guys?
Well, I send the coach over a team, their team page, and it's got every single player on it, and it's got every note I have on every player from every team. And so if a player came in from another team, I've got all my notes from, that I had on him from that team. And I think the coaches find it valuable as well, in the fact that we do such thorough research on the teams. And so I have my own opinion, but then you like to know what a coach thinks about the player as well. So I think that the coach's comments on each individual player are massive to the magazine. And really, who's going to decide the playing time for the player, me or the coach? The coach is. So I think that the coach's comments are invaluable.
That's an incredible amount of information. Because when I read through it, I'm like, wow, this is very thorough. How long? So when do you start your next year? So you got the year done. This is the book's going to be here in Barnes and Noble this week, right? You're going out. You're published. When do you start the next year? I mean, because you're always keeping notes, obviously.
Yeah, we keep notes all season long on each of the players, but that's officially the start of magazine season is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, because some team seasons are complete, and really I need 7 months to put this thing together. And so the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we got the final stats for the teams whose season are complete. Half the 138 teams are not going to play another game. And then what I do is in the first write-through process of the magazine, which starts in November and goes through this start of January, February, all the way in through February, I read through every article that's written about the team for the past year. We have a thing which captures all the articles, and then they print off a stack for me. And it takes me through all the ebbs and flows of the season. So I like to get that and just concentrate on one team. And what I do then is I write, okay, what kind of shape was this unit coming into last year? What happened last year? And what do I expect for next year? Now, that last part is going to change 3 times because now spring practice happens. We get the spring rosters, and what we do there is, we've added in freshmen, you've added in your portal guys, and now I can make all the changes to the last part. But the first 2 parts of the write-up for each write-up, what kind of shape are they heading into last year, what happened last year, that's not going to change. The only one is going to be my outlook on the team for this year and who to watch for. And then the third part of the write-through process is after I talk to the head coaches. And when I do talk to the head coaches, I'll say, hey, so how do you feel about the position overall? And they'll wrap it up for me. And we've already talked about the position. I had my opinion on it. They have their opinion. And then I use that a lot of times is that maybe the final line of the write-up is, what the coach was thinking of the position after we came out. So it's a thorough process. There's 3 write-throughs for me. And of course I have a staff. I talk about keeping all the stats on each of the players. I have a staff here, about 10 people, and each got conference guys that are putting in all their numbers. You should see my pages that I have for each team. They're much more in-depth than what we even have in the magazine. And so I take my pages and trim them down to the magazine spot. It's all I do is college football. If you ask me who the top NBA players were, I can't tell you anybody besides LeBron James because he's from Cleveland. Other than that, I don't know anything about the NBA. Ask me about baseball, throw out a name, I'd be clueless as to what team he plays for. All I do is work on college football all year round.
Wow.
Well, Phil, there's about 6 hours worth of information we got to get through in about 20 minutes, and I want to ask you about Conference USA, about the SEC, Mizzou, Arkansas, your top 25, and also Conference USA. You've given Liberty a big turnaround this year in Conference USA #1. Matter of fact, I believe you've listed them as the most improved team in the country.
Yeah, I think they're going to have the most improved record this year when you look at them. And, you go back and look at the last 2 years, Liberty's had a lot of close losses, and Coach Chadwell's a heck of a coach. He does a great job. But last year, this team, I have an article in the magazine that is close wins, close losses. And if you lose a lot of close games one year, you're actually much better than your record. You change one play, and you were a much better team. I have never seen a team lose back-to-back-to-back overtime games to finish off the year. That's 3 straight games where if you just change one play, they all of a sudden had 3 wins as opposed to 3 losses. So I think they were a much better team. Last year they were 4-8, but they were plus 67 yards per game in CUSA play. And they're a team that, with I think Deshaun Purdy, when you look at him, he's battling Vasco at the quarterback spot. They bring in Udo from Army, who I think's in a good situation. He went from the Army offense to regular offense last year, and it's sort of adjusted a little. But I like what I saw. There's a couple of games where I was watching Udo, especially early in the year, where he looked good. And I think now he's in the second year of that type of offense. We'll see him have big success. I also like the depth they have at running back. And then you've got a solid offensive line. Defensively, they look good, and the schedule sets up well. So I think when you look at Liberty, I actually have them an underdog in one game this year at James Madison. I think they've got a shot at easily doubling last year's win total, and they are my pick to win CUSA this year.
Well, Missouri State, the team here in Springfield, new coach this year. They played in a bowl game last year. They're first at FBS, but you've got them number 9 out of 10 in Conference USA.
Yeah, I do have them towards the bottom. I think, to me, it looks like a rebuilding year, although talking to Coach Woods, he doesn't feel it's going to be a rebuilding year. And I'd love what Coach Woods brings to the table as far as, offensively, what he did at SMU. But my question marks would be this when it comes to Missouri State. First of all, you look at the quarterback position. I thought Jacob Clark last year was phenomenal. He took them to heights, and he was great in the fourth quarter. They lose him. They lose Shamari Lawrence, their 1,000-yard running back. They lose 6 offensive linemen who combined for 58 starts. I'm on the Joe Moore Award Committee. Experience is very important on the offensive line. They have one career FBS start on the offensive line. So it's a very young offensive line. Henry Bellin is a guy, and Skylar Locklear both have got some experience at Duke and UTEP, respectively. But I don't see them matching what Clark did last year. So I think offensively it looks like a rebuild. And then defensively, when you look at them, 11 of the top 15 tacklers are gone from last year. So it's a rebuild on that part. Although, when you look at the group of six, and I talked to the coaches, and the group of six coaches, when I talk to them, are all under the assessment that you get a better level of freshmen coming in because the upper level guys are concentrating a little bit more on bringing in portal guys than freshmen. But the problem is once a player has success, you're going to lose him. A lot of times the coaches will be like, when we're talking about a player, he'll be like, well, he's not going to be here next year, meaning somebody's going to snag him off his roster because he's going to have a really big year this year and he'll be gone next year. And I think Missouri State suffered a little bit by that with their success last year, getting the 7 wins. So first-year head coach, very inexperienced team, tough schedule, and they had some close wins last year as well. Missouri State, I think, had 4 net close wins. So, if you take the opposite of net close losses, that's what you have here. And that's why I pegged them lower in the thing. But like I said, Coach Woods confident that they're going to be a good team this year and very competitive.
You're right on all those stats, because when you look on paper, when you've got it on paper, you're like, whoa, I don't know how we're going to do what we need to do. But then when you talk to Coach Woods, as you have, I don't know if you felt like running through a wall. I feel like running through a wall every single time for him when I talk to him on the line. He's pretty enthusiastic, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. And, I like coaches like that because, when you come in, the main thing you have to do is set the expectations for your players. And if you come in with the fact that, hey, this sure looks like a rebuilding year, we're gonna suffer a little bit this year, then the players sort of get that as an expectation in their mind. If you come in with a positive attitude and set their expectations, it could be better. I will say this: one of my favorite calls was with Scott Loeffler of Bowling Green, and his first year at BG. He told me, he goes, Phil, this year we're going to suck. Next year, we're going to suck less. The third year, we're going to be decent. The fourth year, we'll be competitive. And the fifth year, we're going to get a bowl. But they told me they're going to give me 5 years here. And guess what? Fifth year, they got to a bowl game. But it was very refreshing to have a coach say, this year, we're going to suck. And the next year, we're going to suck less.
That's great. Well, the SEC got a couple area teams there. Mizzou, Arkansas. Neither one picked in the upper half of the conference by your magazine. First off, let's talk Mizzou. I know they've got Ahmad Hardy back, albeit maybe a little injured. We don't know what his status is, if he's going to be fully back or not. But talk a little bit about the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, being right there, what's going on with Hardy? Because I'm not finding any articles on him. What's the latest guy that you've heard?
Well, matter of fact, the coaching staff, they had their caravan a couple weeks ago here in Springfield, and Coach Drinks thought that he would be back and be his old self. That remains to be seen, but he was out of the hospital a couple days after the shooting. So he's obviously rehabbing. They feel like he's going to be close to what he was last year, and if that's the case, he's as good as anybody at the running back position in the SEC.
Oh, and especially when you throw in Jamal Roberts, because, the thing about Hardy, watching him last year, was the amount of tackles he breaks. And then they put Roberts on the field, and Roberts breaking tackles left and right. So that combination right there is outstanding. And then you add in a 1,000-yard rusher and Edwards coming in from Houston Christian. You got to like that. So I rate him the number one running back unit in the country, and I'm banking on the fact that Hardy will be at least close to 100%, because, as you mentioned, at 100%, he's probably the best running back out there. Now, the question marks I would have with Missouri would naturally be, who's going to be stepping in at quarterback. But I think Austin Simmons. Now, granted, last year he had those 5 interceptions in the 2 games he started, and they weren't against superpowers. But I think he'll be an improved quarterback. I was high on him coming into last year. Thought he was going to have a good year. I think he could have a good season this year. When you look at the offensive line, I think Caden Green turning down the NFL. The return to left tackle was huge. Overall, the defense would probably be the biggest question mark I have, because last year I had 9 starters back on defense. They didn't lose anybody to the draft. This year, Of the 15 players who played the most snaps last year, only 2 of them returned. So it is a rebuilt defense. But Corey Batoon is one of the better defense coordinators out there. So he'll have them a solid unit. I just don't think they'll be up to last year's standards. And then the biggest question mark I have when it comes to Missouri this year has got to be the schedule. They've played one of the better schedules in the SEC the last 2 years. Now they're taking on one of the tougher schedules in the SEC. So how are they going to step up to that? But Drinkwitz is doing a tremendous job there. They should get off to a great start. I could see opening up the gates possibly 5-0. And if that's the case, that young defense will keep gaining confidence. Now, down the stretch, they'll be an underdog against A&M at home, an underdog against Ole Miss on the road, an underdog against Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma. That's a brutal schedule down the stretch. So to me, the big thing for Missouri is open up that season strong, get off to that 5-0 start, have confidence. Who knows? Maybe knock off A&M. That's not an unwinnable game there. But then playing Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma down the stretch are going to be tough. Although none of them, with the exception of Georgia on the road, I would say, would be unwinnable in my mind. But I do think Missouri maybe takes a step back from the 8-win total of last year.
Arkansas, a team that you've picked last in the SEC, and you've indicated they have one of the toughest schedules in all of America.
Yeah, they do. They play one. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. You look at, playing a team like Utah on the road, and then in SEC play, they basically take on all the top guys this year. So they've got Georgia, Texas, LSU, A&M. It's a brutal schedule for Arkansas. And there's certainly they've got a new head coach. They've got almost a completely rebuilt team. And this year I added something to the magazine. It's called the Homegrown Factor. And if you go to page 93 of the magazine, I talk about the homegrown talent chart, which I did last year for the first time. And the teams that have the highest percentage of freshmen that you brought in that are still on the team, they're homegrown. That's what I mean by that. As an example, let's look at Ohio State. Ohio State uses the transfer portal, but they don't rely on the transfer portal. Alabama, Georgia, they use the transfer portal, but they don't rely on it. They'll bring in 6, 7, 8, 9 guys, but the majority of their team are guys they recruited. And if you look at the homegrown chart on page 93, the teams that were at the top generally had winning records last year. The teams that are at the bottom that really rely on the portal, they're at the bottom. Now, did Ryan Silverfield have an option of relying on freshmen? No, he's a first-year head coach. You look at the defense, they basically have one starter back on the defensive side of the ball, and Quincy Rhodes. Bradley Shaw is back there. Offensively, you lose your quarterback from last year in Taylon Green. Now, they do have KJ Jackson, who is exciting at times. I like bringing in Sutton Smith coming over from Memphis. That was a nice positive addition. They return C.J. Brown and Jaden Platt at tight end, so they're a little more experienced on the offense. But when you look at their league schedule this year, hosting LSU, South Carolina, I feel is going to be a much improved team. That is a toss-up game. They get Missouri at home, Vanderbilt on the road. It's a tough schedule this year. I just think it looks like a rebuilding year for Arkansas.
You've got Texas and Georgia, the two teams to beat in the SEC. Is this the year we get to see Arch Manning actually put it all together?
Yeah, I thought if you watched Arch last year, he started out the season struggling. There's no doubt about it. He was not a Heisman contender at the start of the year, but I really liked what I saw to him down the stretch last year. I thought he looked great. Go back to the Georgia game. He had 24, 29 passing, and even the bowl game, he looked solid. Led the team to the win over a good Michigan team there. I think now that he's in his second year of the offense, and last year he had an offensive line that was completely rebuilt. This year he's got a better offensive line in front of him. You got to love who he's throwing to. You bring back Ryan Wingo and Emmett Mosley, and then you add in a Cam Coleman to the mix. And then look at the running backs. Last year they didn't have that running back production. Your top running back last year, Wisner, only had 597 yards. Well, this year they add in a Hollywood Smothers and a Relief Brown, two guys that have had big numbers, both over 1,000 yards in a season. They also have some outstanding freshmen behind them, and a Michael Terry and a Derek Cooper. So I think with a solid running back core, a veteran offensive line as opposed to what they had last year, I think you're going to see Arch Manning look like the Heisman contender everybody thought he would be coming into last year, and sort of what you saw to him at the end of the year when he looked like that. Defensively, I think they're solid up front. Colin Simmons going to be a star. He's getting better and better against the run each year. Remember, his first year he was mostly a pass rusher. Getting better against the run. Could be a dominant force this season. You also got a guy like Hero Kanu inside that could turn down the NFL. Biles, a linebacker, comes over. He was one of Pitt's All-American guys. Comes in at the linebacker spot to fill some shoes. So I think this is a dangerous Texas team this year, and the schedule is very manageable for them. You know, they get their toughest games probably at home or the Oklahoma game, which is a neutral site. So I think they could possibly get there. And when you look at Georgia, you know, last year there were question marks at quarterback. Gunnar Stockton, how's he going to do? Stockton did well and led a lot of fourth quarter drives. And now he is back and got experience. They've got the offensive line, defense. They're loaded across the board. They're one of the top homegrown teams out there, number 12 in the country. And schedule-wise, they do have to play Bama on the road and Ole Miss on the road. But this is a team that could very easily win the SEC for the fourth time in the last 6 years. They'll be back in the SEC title game for the fourth time in the last 6 years.
Sure. Hey, Phil, another question I have for you that who are some of your dark horses this year as far as the national championship's concerned? Some teams that you're like, wow, these guys really improved during the offseason and could be contenders.
Yeah, and last year, the top two teams we had on the surprise team list were Oklahoma and Texas A&M, two teams coming off around 500 seasons, a little over 500, and both ended up making the playoffs this year. You know, my number one surprise team this year is a team that I've just been itching to put on this list because for a surprise team, you cannot be in the preseason top 10. And been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's been a long time, but guess what? Alabama's not going to be in the preseason top 10. So I'm jumping on them. I'm going with Kalen DeBoer as my number one surprise team. And you know, this is a team where they were massively disappointed last year. Well, they made it to the second round of the playoffs, and they did it without a run game, and they did it without the usual dominating defense. I like what they have on both the offensive line and defensive line this year. Yes, they have a new quarterback, but, you know, we just talked about how Gunnar Stockton did in his first year as a starter. How about Julian Saint of Ohio State, his first year as a starter? Notre Dame's quarterback, first-year starter. All did extremely well last year. So I think that when you look at Bama, no matter who wins the job, and even their quarterback, Ty Simpson last year, first-year starter, did well. I think Keelan Russell, Austin Mack will do well. They've got great supporting talent around them. And I think Ryan Williams gets over that drop pass problem he had last year. What do you have, like 10 of them during the season? I think he'd be stronger. So I've got Alabama, who are not in the top 10 for the first time, to be a surprise team. And then number two, this one, BYU. I've gone over the team closely with Coach Satake for 11 years now. This is the best I've felt coming off the conversation with him. Going over the offensive line, defensive line, they're big. They are big front seven. They've got, last year you had question marks at quarterback. They got Bear Bachmeier back. They got Martin back at running back. They're a loaded team this year, and I think BYU's got that shot. They do not play Texas Tech during the regular season. So it wouldn't surprise me if BYU's playing Texas Tech, and wouldn't surprise me if BYU made the playoff this year for the first time. And then other teams to look at that are not top 10. I'll throw one out at you from the Big Ten. And keep your eyes on this team, USC. I know the Big Ten's got the big boys. They've got Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. How are you going to get past them? But when you look at USC, they're a team that's going to have a stronger defense this year than what they've had the last couple of years. Coach Riley was extremely happy with what he got the defense. They bring in Gary Patterson, who is one of the better defensive minds out there. And Coach Riley told me it's the best defensive line he's had since he's been there. They've got Maeva at quarterback. Remember, last year they were down to a walk-on running back in King Miller. Well, that walk-on did pretty damn good. He had 972 yards, and he's teamed now with Wayman Jordan, the injured guy that comes back. The offensive line has got everybody back this year. Keep your eyes on USC. They get Ohio State at home. They get Oregon at home this year. And if they win those games, this could be a team that all of a sudden bumps into the top three of the Big Ten and makes the playoff.
Well, Phil, tell people where they can find the magazine, the most accurate college football magazine in the country.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's Barnes & Noble week, so the best place to get it is at Barnes & Noble. The great thing about Barnes & Noble, they give you 2 cover choices when you go there. So head to your local Barnes & Noble. They're also at Books A Million, if there's one there. But Barnes & Noble's the main dealer. Books A Million is also there. Or you can go online to philsteele.com. And when you go to philsteele.com, you can choose any of the covers. And you also, when you buy the hard copy at philsteele.com, you get the digital version absolutely free. That's a $19.95 value thrown in free. So Barnes & Noble is the quickest, easiest place to get the magazine right now. Go to philsteele.com. We'll ship it to you, but you get the digital magazine to look at while you're waiting for it to get there. Those are your two best options. Or, as mentioned, Books A Million if there's one. Do you guys have Books A Million in Missouri?
There is one down in Branson, actually. Yeah, just south of us.
Well,
yeah.
There you go. Well, Books A Million should have it as well this year.
All right.
It's, all three of those spots.
Very good. Phil, we've enjoyed it as we always do. The greatest interview means college football has started.
Let's go.
Yep.
I love it. Let's do it for another 25 years, guys.
I love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Phil Steele from Phil Steele College Football Magazine. Again, the most accurate college football magazine out there preseason.
The notes that he has and the things he does, I just can't imagine. He's got a staff of 10, and he really goes in depth. This is crazy. Can you imagine the stuff it doesn't make the magazine? That's crazy enough as well. But one of the best ones ever. Hey, we're going to take a quick break.
We're actually out of time.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
We're out of time.
Yep.
We're at the end of the show.
So we ended on a high note with Phil Steele.
I lost track of time. I mean, that's where I was right there. Well, that's it for a Monday. That was a lot of mayhem today.
It was indeed. Good show. We'll do it again tomorrow. Talk about the USA-Belgium soccer match.
USA tonight, 7 p.m. Find a place, watch it. It's your country. It's us. It's America. Let's get at flapjacks against waffles tonight. We'll talk about tomorrow on the show. See you tomorrow.
Springfield weather on the Jock.
Expected to see mostly sunny skies on Monday with high temperatures that climb into the middle to upper 80s. Still warm, but nothing oppressive, especially when you compare it to the heat wave that we had to get through for last week. We'll have a chance of a pop-up shower taking place, expecting most areas to stay dry for today, but a better chance to see rain if you're living to the south. Ozarks First, I'm